Today at BuzzMoncton.com, we're talking with Lucas Chaisson, a very, of course, common name in the Maritimes, and you might be surprised to hear that he has family here. He may not be surprised he has family here, but he's not kind of from here. He's actually got his roots in Alberta, but he makes great music. He's 3 albums deep and doing a wonderful career, and we're going to get a chance to chat with him right now. So, Lucas, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Welcome to Buzz Moncton. So, how are things out west in Alberta? Everything's cool. You guys are really ripping things up there.
Yeah, things are good. It's a little different than it was 6 months ago in Alberta, but everybody's hanging in.
Everything's changing, I presume, not only socially, but economically. Just everything about Alberta's kind of in a different light right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's in a big period of change right now, and the music scene too is reflected in that. We've had in the city in Edmonton where I live, we've had a huge turnover of venues, like the three kind of hallmark venues in Edmonton closed over the last year. So we're just kind of new venues opening, and people are trying to figure out where the spots to play are again. So.
Right, where you're going to fit and stuff. Because your sound is very folk, kind of folky, Americana oriented, very roots, I guess is the popular term for it.
Yeah.
You're very well accepted as far as your lyrical content, your songwriting, and all of that. Where does it come from? Who inspired you?
I grew up in a house where there was always music on, and in Alberta we have a great public radio station called CKUA, which is
University of Alberta.
CKUA it's a publicly funded province-wide radio station, and they really introduced me to music from a young age. So that when I was in like first grade, I was listening to Lucinda Williams and Guy Clark and people like that on the radio, and it just kind of came from there. That's the music that my dad loved, was roots and Americana, and my mom loved old soul and Motown stuff, and I think I picked up a lot of all of it, and we use roots music for lack of a better term, because it seems to fit. Yeah, in a little bit everywhere, but not anywhere entirely. So,
but when you sing, the soul aspect really does come out. I find your voice resonates very well in a room, and gives a lot of that soul element, I think, to the rest of your work. So, did you pick up a guitar, or was it a gift? How did that story evolve? Were you one of those kids that got a guitar at the age of 4, that type of thing?
Yeah, I think I got my first guitar when I was 3 years old, and me and my dad got guitars at the same, like for the same Christmas. We each got a guitar and started just playing around on it, and I started taking serious lessons when I was closer to 10, probably, classical guitar lessons, and just took off from there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you're connected to the Maritimes by your last name, but apparently you haven't really spent a lot of time here. This particular tour that you're on is kind of a homecoming for Lucas Chaisson.
Yeah, it's strange. It's strange because it's a homecoming almost to somewhere that I've never been before. I spent some time in St. John, New Brunswick. Okay. A few years ago for the Canadian Folk Music Awards were in town. Okay. But that's really the only time I've ever spent in the Maritimes.
So have you been to any corn boils and the family kitchen parties and that yet?
Never, but my family is from Prince Edward Island, so we're expecting a lot of that when we get there. We have 4 days on the island next week, so.
Okay, yeah, they might have the big sign out and the red carpet. Who knows? Right?
Yeah, I think I've heard from pretty much everybody on the island that I'm related to already. They're all anticipating the arrival.
Oh, the family roots of the Maritimes, man. They go down pretty deep. So you've done really well since your career started. You're 3 albums deep. You've been an award winner. You've been nominated many times, pretty much since the first album. So what's that been like? I mean, it seems like you've been accepted right away,
Yeah, it's really cool, especially the award nominations, like the Canadian Folk Music Awards and then the Western Canadian Music Awards. It's all kind of, like I've sat on juries before for the Canadian Folk Music Awards, so I know that that recognition is coming from my peers. It's coming from other folk musicians or folk music writers. And it's very cool to be recognized by your peers and get a little pat on the back. And
huge confidence boost, I imagine. This last album, the name of the title escapes me right now.
Telling Time.
Telling Time, produced by Colin Linden, who I'm sure a lot of people watching will be familiar with his name. He's been making records forever, it seems, both as an artist, but in latter years he's become this amazing producer, very much sought after, actually. What was it like working with Colin? Because he took you down to Nashville and everything, didn't he?
Yeah, it was very cool working with Colin. I've never quite experienced something like that in the studio. He brought his band down from Toronto. So those guys, they've been playing together for like 35 years. And it was pretty evident as soon as we got in the studio, they were locked in. And we didn't do more than 3 takes of anything. Like a lot of the stuff that made it onto the record is first or second take stuff.
Is that something you're used to doing? Was it like that with the other albums, or was it
every album's been a little different, and it's mostly just kind of like where we did it that dictated that. The first record was done at just like a friend of mine's cabin. He had a ADAT recording set up there, and that was very stripped down, just like a bunch of mics around me and my guitar. You can hear like the fire crackling at points on the record. And the second one was in a small kind of DIY space in Calgary, and that was a lot of overdubbing, and just because it's a smaller room, and it's that we kind of built the record that way. But yeah, this experience with Colin was, in my opinion, I think it's the best way to make a record for the kind of stuff that I do. It really has it feels like a continuous product, and there's.
Sounds like you'd work with him again.
Yeah, absolutely. I love doing it, and he has like the best musicians in the world are his buddies, and so they come over and play.
Well, enjoy your time here in the Maritimes.
No, thanks so much.
And I think you'll be very well received. I think the music that people who haven't been introduced to it yet will really, enjoy it very much. And you can get to his website. It's lucaschaisson.com, right? Yeah. I can tell you, if you haven't really tapped into it, he's got an amazing website. There's lots of videos, lots of music information, and you can really get to know this guy musically, because I think he's worth your time. Lucas Chaisson, thanks for joining us on BuzzMoncton.com.
Oh, thank you so much.
Enjoy your time here in the Maritimes.
I will.
Safe travels back west, eh?
Yeah.
We'll see you next time on BuzzMoncton.com. Check out our events to let you know exactly what's going on in your city tonight. All right, we'll see you next time. Nice. Cool. Yeah.
Anymore, I can't call this home anymore. I can read all my lines, all your scars, all the ghosts and stories that we told. Like a tree, telling time with your heart. All the ghosts and stories.